The time has come, my gorgeous Aquamarini, the time has come. I've been talking to you about these problems that you've been going through for such a long time. And let me tell you, just a little bit longer, baby, and the whole life of yours, it's about to change. It's about to flip from one point onto another so quick, so fast that you're not going to be able to believe it. Okay, so now we are in the month of September. You still have got a right until the end of September to deal with certain issues, to deal with certain problems, but trust me, it's all coming very shortly towards such a powerful point of your life where all these problems are going to start slowly but surely coming to an end for the first time in a very, very long time. I'm not saying that all your problems are going to miraculously disappear, but there are 2 or 3 things that you have been dealing with, and this has drained your energy, my gorgeous Aquamarini, to the point where you've almost lost yourself just a little tiny little bit. So this is why this is so important. What I really like about you is the people who are so important to you. There are specific people in your lives who have been acting like a gorgeous, beautiful beacon of lights when you needed the light the most in your life. You had a very special and very significant people also who were like helping you out and guiding you along the way. I'm talking about very special and very precious and very beautiful souls who you mean to so much to, and they mean to you as well. So you know, I've said so many times how you had to deal with the problematic people within your family, with like a very close to you, who became so horrible, so who became so nasty, who became so negative, who became so greedy. All what these people have been doing and have been focusing and following was the actual money. There were so many situations, my gorgeous Aquamarini, where there's so many masks have actually fallen. But it's not that, I mean, that happens in life like all the time. But when it comes to the very special and very precious people in our lives who are meant to be the closest to us, who are meant to be our family members, and these people see nothing but the actual money. These people could get rid of us as quick as this just to get some kind of money. It's horrible. It can be horrible. It can be horrible. It's like, you know, because it's not about like people who we barely know. It's not about our enemies, but it's about the people who are meant to be the closest to us, who just like kind of, when these masks are fallen, when you realize that they have no spirit, they're absolutely soulless, it becomes horrible. But then again, you should also use this as a blessing, you know, to realize how special you are, how powerful you are, and how different you are, how unique you are. I said this, my gorgeous Aquamarini, so many times within the last 2 or 3 years. Over, you were doing the right things. You managed to keep everything, you know, going together. You managed to like kind of like really do so much. You had so much on your back, but you seem to have been attacked from every single side. Bless your heart, my gorgeous Aquamarini. You were like, there were so many points where you were literally so close to the actual breakdown. There were so many points where you thought that like you're literally losing your sanity. I do understand this, you know, I completely get you and I completely feel you. And this is why my saying that, you know, because you've been going through so much within the last 2 or 3 years, you did have a beautiful, gorgeous people in your life also, whether these are like a certain family members who are gorgeous, like in compared to the other, you know, like a vile creatures, you know. I'm talking about the good people in your life, 2 or 3 of them that are so, maybe even more, maybe even less, that are very, very special, whether these are other family members or these are your friends. but there were a very, very powerful beacon of lights that you had, that they were helping you to navigate through the most difficult time of your spiritual journey. And this is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful, because these people have enjoyed helping you, like you enjoy helping, like you would enjoy helping these people as well. So yet again, it's highlighting the power of those very special souls and very special spirits in our lives. And this is what I've been saying for such a long time. When we do have a special people in our lives, whether they're like a family members that we don't like, or whether they're like we are still learning from them. They're meant to be there. We are still learning so much from them about ourselves, about our lives, about what we need to discover. It's important because we understand how different we are, by using so many different aspects of these people, these souls, these spirits, whether they're good or bad, they're still as necessary on our spiritual journey. And this is why this is all so important. And this is why I'm so excited as well to tell you, my gorgeous Aquamarini, the importance of actually this, oh my God, it's like the storm. It's like a bloody storm coming to an end, like slowly but surely. At the end of September, something is going to happen. Something huge is going to be unpacked. Once this is unpacked, you are gonna realize exactly the full extent of what these people have tried to do to you, but they didn't make it. Thank God. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, that means that you are going to get some kind of a justice into your life. You worked so hard. You managed to stay on top of things. And now this surprise at the end of September, it's also going to reveal some kind of gift, something that you're going to get, something that you're going to gain. And you will see that all this was not for nothing. Somebody was watching you all this time, and somebody's about to reward you so beautifully. And when it comes to from who this reward is going to be, this is when things are going to start becoming really, really interesting indeed. You are going to see that all this was not for nothing, but all this all this was really the part of your spiritual journey. And yes, you had it hard. Yes, you had it difficult, but trust me, you have been led purposefully to go through this in order to prepare for much worse things. And I'm joking. In order to prepare for much worse things to come to you. No, I'm only joking. You were prepared. This was all part of your preparation. Your life is gonna immensely change within the next few years. I've gone few years now, but your life is going to immensely change. You're gonna become ridiculously powerful. You're going to become ridiculously successful. Power and success brings its own problems, its own issues to deal with. The more powerful we are, the more successful we are, the more different problems we are having to deal with. So you've been prepared for so much, my gorgeous Aquamarini. So this is why this is going to be so important. So by around the end of September, it's like, oh my God, it's like a big mama moment. You need to understand you're walking into the whole new dimension. A little bit, it's going to be going up until about the mid-October. And by the time the end of October happens, a lot is literally going to come to an end. You will be able to chill out. You will be able to reward yourself. You will be able to take a little break. For goodness sake, my gorgeous Aquamarini, do something like that. Take a little break. Reward yourself. Rejuvenate yourself. Get something special for yourself. Buy something special for yourself. All these things are going to do so good to you. But you're also going to reconnect with somebody so beautiful and special in your life. One of your beacons in your life. One of your beacons of light you're going to reconnect to. And that in itself is going to regenerate you, rejuvenate you. But it's also going to give you that much needed energy, which is going to contribute towards you feeling a sudden pressure to actually hurry up with something that you did not even realize it's so significant. But this little beacon of light of yours, it's also extremely psychic, extremely spiritual, and extremely gifted when it comes to like lots of other things. But you do know this, you are aware of it. And if you're not aware of it, you are going to become aware of it right now at this stage of your spiritual journey. Better later than never. Do you know what I mean? And also, going back to the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Aquarius. Yeah, going back to the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Aquamarine. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie to you. There is a bit of like some kind of a conflict or a bit of some kind of disagreement here that you are going to have, okay? So at the beginning of this week, you are going to have a bit of a disagreement and a bit of a conflict here with somebody. And it's like, and that in itself, it's almost as if it's going to feel like you're part of some kind of competition, which is going to start things off, and you're not going to like it, because this is not going to be the place and time for some kind of competition with things that are going to be going on already, that you're going to be working on, you're going to be dealing with. There is some kind of issue that you are already going to be dealing with. So the bottom line is that you're going to have a little conflict and a little disagreement with somebody at around the beginning of this week, and that in itself, very almost minutes after that moment in time, you are gonna become aware of, there is gonna be a sudden change. Okay, so first of all, disagreement, and then it's gonna be just like a little bit of like a conflict with someone, disagreement, and then after that, there is going to be the beginning of a sudden change in your life. But you're gonna like this. You're gonna like this because something is gonna be speeded up, and you're gonna be like, yeah, baby, this is like, this happens naturally, so I don't have to do anything about it. This is brilliant. It's only gonna speed something up for you. Okay, so this like a sudden change that you're going to become aware of. You know, normally you would find this really chaotic, but now you're going to feel very relieved. And you're also gonna, because this is bringing a sudden revelation. This sudden change is bringing a revelation. And this revelation that you're gonna have, it's also gonna create the moment of your own spiritual awakening, where you are gonna have a sudden insight, where you are gonna kind of be left with no point back to understand that there is something huge, big, massive you need to release. But before that, you're gonna need to accept, you know, that you're gonna the part of this releasing, it's like accepting this, moving on, and you need to accept this and move on, because that in itself is going to lead towards you finding peace, my gorgeous Aquamarine. This is gonna lead towards you after 5 million years of finding a peace suddenly. So now you are gonna be in this mood for action, and you are gonna become very determined, because this is gonna reflect on your willpower, on control. This is clearly going to show you the actual direction you should follow, okay? And it's also at the same time, on top of that, going to bring you a mind-blowing energy when it comes to you feeling discouraged. Courage in order to clear boundaries, to have clear boundaries, a courage, and to have a really important and direct conversation with someone that you were worried for so long to do. And that in itself means that you need to follow your heart, my gorgeous Aquamarine. By following your heart, you're actually going to, by following your heart, just follow your heart, follow your passion, do what you want to do. Don't listen to Mary Jane, Lala Vala. Don't listen to anyone. Just follow your passion, follow what you want to do. This is very important to come strictly just from you, just from yourself. By following your heart, only a day or two later, you are going to realize clearly what do you need to pose with, what do you need to surrender to, what do you need to let go of. And you're also going to realize the whole new perspective. Why? Because that is going to give you enough time to have this enlightening experience, where you are going to realize and you're going to start seeing things in a different light than before. And that means that it happens after we had like a really deep spiritual insight, where we are really understanding the importance of a certain change that we need to make. Only we can do this certain change. change, and also the importance of releasing this certain change, and also the importance of sacrificing something. There is something that you're gonna need to sacrifice, and it's not only that, but you are going to have a clear idea how you're actually going to do this, and you are gonna surprise yourself how adamant you're gonna feel. But then at the same time, welcome to the new you, my gorgeous Aquamarine. This is the direct result of everything you've been through. So now the karma is rewarding you with not only like confidence to do all this, but it's also giving you the sharp mind how you're gonna do this, because you're gonna have the idea instantly. And this is your sign that the beginning of your breakthrough after all this time, it's about to happen. This is your keyhole, and now do you know what I mean? And now you're about to unlock the door. You're the one who is holding the key, and you're about to unlock this door. And once you do this, things are going to start moving on at such a great speed, and that in itself, it's going to lead towards you understanding that there is a very, very quick decision that you are going to need to make, a very quick decision indeed. And also another thing I was going to say to you, at around the beginning of this week, you're really going to have a surprising and really meaningful experience when you are going to be surrounded by the people who do mean to you a lot. Maybe your family members, maybe who are good, maybe your children, even maybe your friends who are very close to you. But I know that you're going to be surrounded by the people who you really enjoy yourself with. But also that means that you are going to have like a really meaningful experience where you are going to pretty much so come across somebody very narrow-minded, and this is like a God's gift, because you're gonna come across somebody really narrow-minded, and that was needed in your life to understand how special you are, how different you are, how unique you are. This is actually going to be a clear sign. Which adjustment do you need to make? And I don't need to tell you this, because this, my gorgeous Aquamarine, it's going to become absolutely obvious. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, oh my God, you are going to have such a beautiful and positive experience. Like, oh my God, so you've got one type of experience here, one meaningful experience. Then by the time you get to the mid part of this week, also something really great, it's going to happen to you. Something which is going to bring so much positivity and pleasure into your life. But it's also going to make you aware of what's missing in your life, what you are not doing, but you should be doing it. And now you're going to be thinking about the whole picture, and you're going to be thinking how we are on this earth for such a short period of time. Everything is going to start making sense. It's about a very positive experience which you are going to have, which is going to open your eyes and is going to make you aware of what you are missing on. And you shouldn't be missing on all those things, because we're not going to live forever. So this is going to be positive experience which is going to bring so much pleasure and happiness into your life. It's gonna also gonna start the process of rebirth. Why? Because that positive and beautiful experience, my God, my gorgeous Aquamarine, there is so much more to it. This is actually going to make you wake up. This is going to create such a powerful wake up moment. It's going to make you realize that now it's your time, now it's your moment, and it's also going to make you realize to appreciate yourself a little bit more, and to give yourself a credit when the great credit is due, and keep on doing it. The more credit you give to yourself for amazing things you have done, the more blessing, the more space for new blessings you're also allowing to come through, to come forward. So this is why this is so important. But it's also going to lead towards you realizing how much you actually changed really quickly. You're gonna also realize the right way, especially when it comes to you learning to create what you desire. This is also what you're gonna realize, and you're gonna become curious and more curious about some kind of discovery that you've actually had within the last few months. There's some kind of discovery that you're gonna be reminded, and now you're gonna become extremely curious, and this means that now it's time for you to investigate as much as you possibly can. It will make you very, very curious how interesting your life. It's going to make you very, very curious. How interesting how you're very curious how interesting your life is actually going to become. I've said that already, yes, I know. So this is important, because at the same time you are gonna be thinking about something taking like a while, a long time, or something being really hard work. But then again, it's not. It's more about you being productive and you having a certain routine and you being very efficient and you being very responsible. This happened like about a few months ago, even a few weeks ago. You would feel hopeless. You would feel absolutely hopeless with all this, but now things are about to change. And also, my gorgeous Aquamarini, when it comes to the midweek, there is somebody who is going to pretend to be somebody who they are not, and somebody is going to be telling you that they are one thing, and then the energy is going to be giving something completely different. You are extremely intuitive. You're an empath, so you should follow this, because you're going to be absolutely right. Someone is going to claim to be something like that they are not, and they're going to become really, really pushy at the same time. But this is going to really more kind of really confirm some kind of suspicion that you've had about that person already. This is brilliant, because some kind of confirmation you are going to have. It's again going to confirm the power of your intuition. But most importantly, you're gonna realize at that moment in time, like what you're going to realize, this is going to have such a kind of good and interesting impact on you. Not only this suspicion is going to be confirmed, but it's also like something else that you're going to remember at the same time, some kind of step or like a choice that you wanted to make, and it's a lot to do with you being frequently restrained. At the same time, once you realize this, some kind of wise choice that you want to make, just go for it. This is going to be an indication at around which time this is actually going to happen. By the time you get to the last part of this week, like, oh my God, my gorgeous Aquamarini, you really deserve this news, this accomplishment. This is brilliant. This in itself is going to really make you aware of an ultimate change, slowly but surely coming into your life. There is some kind of news and information that you're gonna have about your own success. Yes, it is to do with something that you expected and waited for and was waiting for it for a while now, but then again, you're not going to understand to which extent this is actually going to go through. Like, so some kind of a success that you've been expecting, but it's just going to be much bigger, because you will know, like, oh my God, this is going to bring huge change into my life. Of course it will, because it's to do with a huge accomplishment. You're going to feel very proud of yourself. You're going to feel extremely proud, and most important, this is marking a completion. And now that particular completion, it's really like pretty much so also gonna lead towards you discovering something really, really interesting about this situation. Now you're gonna discover even more potential to what you've done. And it's not only that, you're not only gonna discover like a more potential and more things that you can like do in order to make yourself even more successful, but it's important to mention that at the same time, this is gonna make you feel really free. And this is going to make you feel like a free spirit, and it's going to like kind of have this gorgeous light energy of freedom attached to it. So you're going to feel like being so much lighter while you're thinking about it. You're thinking how you can expand this, how you can expand that, how you can take this from one level onto the next level. And normally people would be like, oh my God, this is going to be so much to do, pressure. No, baby, no. The more you think about it, the more light you're going to feel, the more freedom you're going to become aware of. So this is why when you're going to find yourself facing like a pretty much so a difficult decision, and the difficult decision that you're going to be finding yourself facing at around the end of the week, the answer to that is you need to think about the long-term success, and you also need to think about your contribution, because now you are going to have so much courage when it comes to the actual contribution, when it comes to all these things. As I said before, you will be like, no baby, no, but now you will know the time is absolutely right. Oh my God. Okay, my gorgeous Aquamarini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.